Why does it smell like Hobby Lobby? He was like, that's an oddly accurate description.
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Tim goes, it smells like the inside of a Hobby Lobby.
Oh my
And like
God.
nobody said anything for a second. All of a sudden, the 6'10" guy turns around and goes, "That's a weird analogy." And Tim goes, "But it does." And he goes, "Yeah, you're right."
It smelled like Hobby Lobby. I don't remember what vehicle that was, but it blew up. Was that the donk?
Welcome back to the Dirt Drive Podcast. As always, I'm Trevor. Today here with us, we've got Tim.
What's up, guys?
We've got PJ back with us.
Yo.
And we've got Tom, who will probably
Yo
bring
is
his
my
microphone
line.
the whole time.
No, that's not that bad.
Hey.
Hey.
Oh. It is
Hey.
Friday night from the Downtown Grand Hotel and Casino.
Live from the future past.
Live
again.
from the future
Yep.
past again.
Yep.
We just wrapped up our week at SEMA.
SEMA 2022.
We are exhausted.
Yeah, it's an understatement.
Yeah. Walked probably about 17,000 steps a day.
This whole hotel room smells like feet.
Feet. Yeah, the hotel room smells like feet. We are all miserable. Our feet all hurt.
My
legs
hamstring
hurt.
hurts.
Hold on, let me get the unofficial. What do we have for the official, unofficial step count?
Oh, are you guys actually counting?
Yeah, the iPhone does it automatically.
Oh, shit.
I generally ended up about 15 a day, so
Oh, let's see.
60,000 steps over 4 days.
So for the week, which includes my Sunday, which we spent in a car, and Monday, which we spent mostly in a car,
Yeah.
we averaged I averaged 13,000 steps a day.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Which is up from your 1,000.
Probably.
It's up 12 from your normal 1,000.
Yeah, what is that?
But yeah, we killed it.
We were averaging about 4 miles a day.
I feel like the first 2 days of the show
Yeah.
is really where like the work happened.
Monday was 5 miles. Tuesday was 6. Wednesday was 6. Thursday was 7. And
Impressive
today was
considering
5.5.
we didn't get there till noon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. We didn't get there till
Yeah.
So
So we put in
late
the
on-
same amount of steps in half the time.
Yeah.
yeah.
Um,
But yeah, Monday we really put in the work at the show.
yeah. I did a lot of networking.
A lot of networking. I did a ton of networking. I brought 100 business cards for the podcast.
Yep.
And I think I've got 10 left.
Yeah. I think for the shop side of it, we were a little bit more focused this year. Had some specific people
Yeah.
we wanted to talk to and
Yep.
go over a few things.
Then there's
Wha-
me.
Well, if you,
Yeah, then there was PJ. He just
Zoomed around and looked at all the cool things while
He-
you guys
he was-
talk business.
he was wanderlust for the week.
I was like,
Yeah.
PJ absorbed the typical shop ADD
Yeah.
and just spent the day just wandering.
Wander-
Looked at
I
all
try-
the Broncos. I looked at all the JLs
Ooh,
and all
that's
the
shiny.
Jeeps.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's shiny.
I tried
Ooh,
to
that's
fo-
shiny. Where's PJ? I'm over here, 4.5 miles away.
I tried to follow PJ. My little legs just couldn't keep up.
I found all the cool stuff.
That dude moves.
The cool stiff?
Cool stuff.
He
Milkshakes.
moves, he moves with that discretion too. Like when one of the three of us are walking, like
Yeah.
we'll check and look back to make sure people are still behind us. PJ
He's
he
gone.
just jets.
I trusted your judgment to follow where I was going. When I turned around, you weren't too far behind.
No.
so
Yeah.
you
I did
good.
leave you behind once when I went to the bathroom, and I didn't see you standing outside, and you just kind of like wandered away
Literally
for 30
standing
minutes.
outside the bathroom. Where'd you go? I just stepped out of the bathroom like 30 minutes ago.
And I was over there looking at the armored
Thought you had died
vehicles.
inside the bathroom.
Yeah.
I don't know. What cool stuff did you guys see in your wanderings?
I found the EV Jeep,
Yeah, that was cool.
Which one?
Yeah.
the Gilmore Girls one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That one.
That was
DJ.
cool.
Yeah, that was really
we
I
never
just
went
kind
back
of
to
like
talk to them.
stumbled across that one.
That was in the Electrify section.
Yeah.
And that was
We
built.
wanted to go back and talk to them.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Yeah, it's
There's
all
a
right.
lot going on.
We got their information. But that was in the Electrify area, which was wild.
Yeah,
That was
that's
so-
grown a lot. Last year, Trevor, there's what, 5 cars parked over there?
Yeah.
And there was 35.
At
Most of them were
least.
at
Teslas.
least.
But
Well,
And
Teslas
then-
of some sort.
and then the hot rods with Tesla
Body swap.
Motors
body swaps.
Yeah,
Yeah.
body swapped Tesla with a hot rod top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were like people. We were egging people on today, and some of
Oh,
the guys
yeah.
were like, "Hey, do a burnout, like rev it," and it's a Mustang. And it says like,
It's got the Tesla logo
With the
cross
horse going through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that was probably one of the biggest differences from last year to this
Yeah.
year, not including the number of booths and the number of people, which obviously
It was definitely busier.
Was definitely busier.
Damn.
But yeah, you're right. I think last year in the EV section there was 5 or 6 cars, and not only were there vehicles in the EV section, but there were also companies that were signing people up for training on how to work on the EVs.
I learned this week that AEM, which is a big like performance tuner company, is doing EV like control software.
Oh,
so like
nice.
if you want to do an EV swap, AEM is making a universal programmable, essentially ECU
That's
for
crazy.
EV swaps.
Well, I was talking to the guy that did the that red Mustang EV. I was talking to him, and he said he built his whole platform from scratch. But if he was to go back and do it again, he would just chop the top of a Tesla off and body
swap it.
swap it, because that's the easiest way to do it. All you have to do is connect 2 pedals.
Yeah, I think the hard part with that though is the proportions. Like that's a lot of metal work. I think I get it, like from a wiring standpoint, if you're going to use that Tesla drivetrain.
Well,
Like-
he said he had in his Mustang, he had like 100 and some batteries,
Yeah.
and each battery had 8 wires he had to wire in.
Sure.
I'm like, Jesus Christ, that's a lot.
I think
Thank you.
I think in a couple more years you'll start seeing companies selling swap kits. You know, like
Yeah.
you can buy a crate motor.
Well, you can buy those now. They're just not the backing for the consumer to be able to do it in your garage.
Correct.
'Cause
Which
I thought about doing that.
I don't think that will necessarily come through on like a true DIY level.
No.
There's way too much liability
Yeah,
when you're talking about
High
power.
voltage.
yeah. I thought about doing that to piss
Touch
off
the orange wires.
to piss off the old men with the Camaro. I wanted to do like a
Oh, I mean, I know most of our listeners have heard me rant and rave about Rivians and whatnot, but like,
Tell you what, we're just gonna take a Rivian bottom and body swap a JK onto it.
sure, that sounds cheap.
yeah.
Didn't say it was gonna be cheap
At that point, why not just get a Rivian and keep it?
Yeah.
because
Or wait till the
Well, but
The-
there are better ways to do a DIY or a home swap
EV.
EV. I mean, I think there's gonna be some cool stuff we could.
Yeah, from what we saw this year, it's just gonna
It's
double,
gonna keep
triple.
spiraling, yeah.
It's gonna have a whole haul.
Yeah.
the
I wanna
next-
I wouldn't go that far. Not necessarily for next year. In the next 10 years, it'll
I can see more vendors.
yeah,
Yes.
offering
Being back
like
there,
EV
yeah.
option kind of thing. I don't think it'll necessarily be its
Yeah.
own thing. I think what it'll evolve into is just everyone will have some kind of EV at their booth along with whatever
Yeah.
normal build they
I think
bring
it's
in.
I think it's cool that the aftermarket is like finally catching up with the Teslas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, definitely
Not
some
even the
cool-
aftermarket, the whole market.
Well, yeah, but like cool bumpers and cool custom stuff going on Teslas.
Yeah. The EV was disappointing with Rivian not having any show there. And
Yeah.
Not there was no aftermarket for the Rivian.
I think it's gonna be a couple years. I mean, there were a handful of them out.
yeah.
I don't think it's a high priority for them. I think they're pretty happy with what they built as far as capability goes, but
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think the one class that we set in, I think as of right now, they've sold like 7,000 units, and what they're projecting for the end of the decade is somewhere just shy of 1 million,
Yeah.
which is nuts. So their main goal is going to be get those units on the road.
I think that same seminar they were talking about, they more than likely won't hit those projected
Yeah.
numbers, but
Yeah, I was really impressed by the classes. I took
yes.
I think I took 2 classes without you guys, and I took 2 classes with you guys.
Yeah.
They were really good. The SEMA crew really puts on a good class. The last class we took about getting a sponsor for your build.
Yeah.
I mean, having the influencers that have done it and the guys who aren't influencers that have done it, literally talking about what they did
Yep.
was so much better than some classroom teacher.
And like actually successful people.
yeah.
Like not just a couple schmoes that they were like, "Hey, you want to tell us your experience with this?" Like it wasn't like a guy who built a couple cars and got
A sponsor
a
or two.
sponsorship. You know, it was
Yeah.
it's a guy who won multiple Battle of the Builders, He's now a judge for Battle of the Builders. Everything he does is sponsored. Multiple internet content creator, YouTube personalities.
I think the guy I was talking to for a while was TJ Hunt.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Street Hunters.
Yep.
Yeah, he was super cool. He had a lot of insight for me, and I took a ton of notes.
Yeah.
And I'm about to attack this hard.
Yeah.
But that was a really good class. I was really impressed with that.
Yep.
SEMA always puts on good class. I mean, they really do their market research.
I remember when I was planning to go in 2020.
Yeah.
A lot of people I talked to said the classes are 100% worth the time.
Oh, yeah.
The networking is great. The cars are cool. The show is cool. Take the classes.
Companies will pay to send some of their employees and staff out to go to SEMA just to take classes and seminars.
Yeah.
Well, and like you said, it's not just a classroom where you're sitting. Like, if you want, you can talk to those guys one-on-one, and they're more than happy to sit there and talk to you about what's going on and what they did and what people they know have done. So SEMA really puts their money where their mouth is when it comes to that stuff, which is nice.
Yeah, I think
some more classes for fabrication and welding, please.
Yeah.
Actually,
you should
have taken that welding class.
I know.
According to Bam Bam's post, Kate was welding today.
I think that was just in their booth.
Yeah.
The Miller booth. I think you had to sign up or wait in line for that.
I think if you go to the app, I'm pretty sure there's like a comment suggestion section, maybe something to do. I think the one that gets hard there is they gotta have the people in the space.
Equipment. They got the equipment to do it too.
Yeah. But I think like Miller and Lincoln were not here last year, so like none of that was even an offer last year.
Yep.
What did we hear? We heard last year was like just shy of 100,000.
Yeah, they said like
year,
90.
They were expecting 130 to 140 as total attendance.
Yeah.
So like everything's definitely
packed
back and moving.
I mean, I feel like the busiest day of everything was really Thursday, because Thursday we couldn't. I mean, I was with PJ most of the day. We couldn't move in North Hall. Yeah. It was gridlock, so we went back to West Hall to the off-road stuff to move again. But today it seemed pretty free and open. I think a lot of the Ignite people were outside.
Yeah, most of them.
I think a lot of the
car
buyers
show areas. Yeah.
Skip Friday also.
True too.
That's
or do
which is why
days.
Thursday is so busy, because for them, Thursday is the last day before they fly.
I think
in
the future. I mean, we're gonna obviously come back next year, hopefully with some big news next year,
potentially.
But I don't think. I mean, I'm obviously gonna come to the show and I'll be here the whole time, but it'll be Tuesday and Wednesday will be my hard push days.
Yeah,
and then I'm just like we tried to like we did this year is just float Thursday and Friday. Yeah, and then we'll also come back as like media, so that'll help with that too.
Yeah, I think. Definitely learning about the media pass option.
Yeah,
knowing that we are technically eligible for that now with the podcast is kind of a
shout out to the
perk
to the guys that get out and drive. We met them. They were super cool. Told us a lot of information, and they actually want to do a podcast with us at some point, which would be cool.
Yeah.
We met them, and I feel like I met someone else. I have to look through all the cards I got.
Yeah.
Richard Payway.
Yep. Rick Payway.
Rick
Payway. Dave Chappelle.
Yep.
Fred Williams and Ian Johnson. Ian Johnson and Rick Payway were the two coolest to talk to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed.
Yeah. For me,
I think Fred
and hardcore.
I think Fred and Dave were burnt out from being at the best top booth.
Yeah,
but Payway,
but they were still super nice. I mean, you could tell they were. They were a little worn out.
We talked about it at lunch. You know how like maybe getting a hold of those guys one day outside of the 130,000 people. Out, just crazy busy is like Ian Johnson put it well. He's like, I've been here 25 times. Like, I just want to chill. I'm kind of over the walking 30 miles in a week. Like it wears on everybody.
Well, it's funny when we saw Fred and Dave. I was in another booth talking to someone, and I was like, oh, where's PJ? Where's PJ? I saw him standing in the Yukon booth. So I walk up to him. He goes, look, it's over there. I'm like, I don't see anybody. And I saw two guys in flannel. I didn't really think anything about it. And he goes, it's Fred and Dave. And I'm like, oh, that's Fred and Dave.
Yeah.
And they just mill about. I mean,
yeah. But it's all the celebrity guys that car celebrity guys are just milling about.
Yeah. Yeah, because nobody. I mean, they're celebrities, but not celebrity enough where everyone's going to recognize them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think too, like, I've always noticed people are pretty respectful of it. Like, if they look busy, people tend not to bother them.
That's the first time we saw Payway, he was doing stuff, and I'm like, I'm not even going to worry about it. Just let him wrap up. Just let him wrap up. We'll definitely see him again in West Hall.
Yeah, I think those early days the earlier days of the week, you just get more people who are less starstruck by it.
Yeah.
Like, I know, like during the panel we went to today, you know, asking questions to the guys afterwards, like, one guy was like completely, you know, understandably, right? You know, he's talking to somebody that he's been following for years on social media and like basically building his life and his career around what this person in front of him has done, was totally fanboying, which was kind of funny to watch. But at the same time,
but it also got annoying standing there because it's like he's given this guy his full blown life story, and there's other people who, and again, it's a trade show, so these are all people who own businesses, work for businesses, like. They all have questions too, and this dude's over here just geeking out.
Well, and I was like, after he was done geeking, like I'm not a big YouTuber. I don't watch a lot of YouTube.
Yeah.
So I was talking to TJ Hunt, like he was just an instructor, because I didn't until the end when I walked out and looked him up and I saw he had like almost 3 million followers on YouTube. He was just another instructor, and he gave me a lot of good information.
Well, and that's the thing, is kind of like Kyle said. They all think of themselves as normal people. They don't look at themselves and go, "Oh yeah, I'm good. I'm done. I don't need to get any better or do anything else." Like, to them, it's just their life, and they keep working at it. They keep doing it, and they still feel out of place being up on a panel like that, because they look at it and just go, "I'm just a normal dude who did it." Like. Who am I to sit up here and tell other people how to be successful?
In 5 years, it's going to be 4 different people giving that same talk.
Exactly.
Yeah, when we met Fred and Dave, I was kind of claiming awkward, but then like that wore off pretty quick.
It's been a long week.
It has been a long week, and then we like immediately after I went and saw Payway, and like I could talk. Like Fred and Dave, I had my whole spiel where I was going to say, Tim Dirt from the Dirt Drive podcast.
You can't say no either.
I think it's a different level with Fred and Dave, right? Like, a lot of what they've done on TV, we've all watched and been like, oh, we want to do something like there is still that level of fanboy and, you know, admiration for what they're doing, especially after everything they've, you know, just recently gone through with Motor Trend and all that stuff. And, you know, you start talking to them and they start talking back, and all of a sudden you're like, oh my God,
you're just a normal person.
I just shook some dude's hand that is worth millions of dollars.
I don't know about that. Ian Johnson maybe.
Yeah, Tim, you should stray away from getting muffler mouth ever again.
Yeah, I have horrible muffler mouth.
What is muffler mouth? It's that two-step.
Yeah.
Waiting to launch the sentence.
I don't know how to word, so I'm just going to muffle it.
Yeah, the Celebrity was cool. There was some cool cars, not a lot of cool 4x4s.
Yeah, and maybe it's just because we're around it every day, but I'm starting to get a little burnt out on...
Like, everything 4x4 was out of the catalog.
Oh, yeah.
There was nothing special.
Yeah, I'm outside of
except
maybe...
in Battle of the Builders.
Yeah, I was outside of a handful that were more
because there were
hot
definitely
rod.
things that were custom.
Oh, yeah. But for the vendors, I mean, I know a lot of the manufacturers are just trying to show off products, so, it's supposed to be the catalog.
Yeah.
But that being said, you go over to North Hall and see all these hot rod and restoration guys, and everything in their booth might be their catalog, but it's their catalog is on something custom and cool.
But the catalog is also not the same as the next person's catalog.
Right.
In the Jeep and off-road world,
yes.
It's my catalog is this. This guy's catalog was made from the same manufacturing facility. We just put a different name on it.
Yeah, we did learn that about rooftop tents.
Yes.
If you're in the rooftop tent market, there's about 3 people who actually make rooftop tents.
Yes, you need to find who actually makes the rooftop, owns the manufacturing facility, because that's the best tent.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to put the good products. Yeah. I mean, they're going to put good products in every other tent, but they're going to put the best products they have in a brand name tent, or their brand tent.
It's not even so much that. It's the guys going and buying the copies are looking to undercut that premium tent, so they don't want the premium tent.
Yeah.
They're calling the same guys going, hey, can you make it for me $100 cheaper? And they're going, yeah, no problem. And they change a couple materials, and it looks identical. And it's like, why am I paying $2,000 when I can pay $1,500?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of the classes Trevor and I sat in on, was where the overlanding and off-road market's going. And that was a big point of discussion where the market has popped and blown up so much in the last 2 years. All of these guys exist now because everybody wants a chunk of it.
Yeah.
And in like 5 more years, you'll start seeing, over the next 5 years, you'll see a lot of those companies go away because they're not making money, or the warranty,
because the quality
issues.
products will survive.
Yeah.
Right.
The cheap
we
ones
met
will
that
die.
one company that was around for the salesman told us that they were around for 60 days.
Yeah.
They got their first products the week before
Yeah.
SEMA, and he said we just went on Alibaba, found out who the manufacturer was,
Yep.
picked the nicest stuff, and we filled a booth with it.
Yep.
That was their whole business model.
Yeah, I think the
stuff they picked was nice stuff.
Right. Well, I would say the only thing, I think they prototyped the fender flares with the boxes.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was cool. And then everything else to fill the booth was, oh, we're just selling headlights too. And it's like, oh, okay, like, cool,
Yeah.
who makes your headlights? Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, the coolers they had were ARB coolers, just
Right.
without the ARB pressed into the side of it.
Yep.
I mean, that was, and then you walk around everywhere and you say, oh, that's the same strap that was over there,
Yep.
different name on it. That's the same shackle that was over there, different name on it. Like nothing's sacred and nothing special
Right.
in our segment.
Yeah. Yeah. Even just the stuff that's parked out front, it's how big are my tires? How many stickers do I have? What can I paint match? Like
Yeah.
the trends,
Which nobody
I think-
beats PJ in stickers.
That's right. PJ's a sticker master.
Stickers.
He got
like
all
the
the
sticker
stickers this
monster.
week.
That could be a t-shirt.
Sticker monster.
Instead of Cookie Monster. And it's just PJ and his mustache chewing on stickers.
I was gonna say just a pile of stickers on the ground and PJ just peeking around the corner like.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's always something newer and cooler in the hot rod world. Like you walk around and see the custom cars parked out front and you're going, okay, cool. Like there's a new body kit out this year, or
the paint's different. I mean, there was matte black with bronze trim and a matte, and that was that C10 truck.
Yeah, that was so nice.
That was beautiful.
It was like a copper.
It's called the Pretty Penny.
Well, and it looked, if you were to make the paint the same, it would have been the same as any other C10 there.
Right.
But he did something unique.
Yeah.
And all the Jeeps were all gray.
Yep.
Or
white.
Or
black.
Yeah,
That's
Barbie
it.
Jeep.
Yeah.
That's it.
And they were 37s or 40s.
Yep, with 2.5 inches.
Except for
or
Barbie
3.5
Jeep.
inches.
Barbie. Oh, the Duramax one?
That was cool.
That was kind of cool.
That was a Brodozer Jeep, but that was
a total Brodozer Jeep.
And then there was
wait, let's talk about the Brodozer Jeep. We can't just.
the Rubicol.
The Rubicon.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was cool. Yeah, but he was off-roady.
True.
Yeah.
He was not Brodozer yet.
True.
That was a rock crawler.
Which
the
made
Bar-
it awesome.
The Barbie Jeep was typical Brodozer, drop box, 19.5 inches of lift.
I think it's more than that.
More than that, like 4 feet of lift.
Yeah.
Small
Duramax.
tires.
Yeah, I think that may have been one of the tall. Maybe it was because it's so short compared to the trucks, but that thing had to be
One of the tallest.
one
there.
of the tallest
Oh.
from ground to roof.
Oh
line.
yeah.
Yeah, and there was
100%.
female driver. It was. I mean, it was
it
cool.
was
It was
literally
the
pink
whole
and
bit.
white.
The whole bit was going. It was a Duramax. It was dope.
PJ doesn't think it's cool.
Meh.
It was. I mean, it was
Those
unique.
fireworks?
Those are the motorcycles.
Motorcycles.
We're next to Hogs and Heifers and the.
Giving
Great
us-
bar.
Yeah,
If you're
great
around
bar.
Fremont.
They're giving us some Wumpows.
It's a Coyote Ugly style.
Yeah, biker bar.
Which
Oh
is
yeah, we
fun.
forgot to mention that is when we showed up there was
Oh, the mini
the
truck
mini
show.
trucks
Oh,
in
yeah.
the parking lot of
Did
our
we co-
hotel.
There was
We
a
may
mini
have
truck
covered
national
that
mini car
in
show.
last week's future past episode.
I can't remember.
I think
Either
we did.
way.
Anyway,
That
but
was
yeah.
kind of a wrap up from our trip, but yes, that was part
Yeah.
of the SEMA show.
Yeah.
All the cool stuff's outside the show.
Yeah.
But like we bypassed that bar. We went down to Fremont Street every night.
Yeah.
We bypassed that bar. Like, that looks like a biker bar. Like, we're not gonna be welcome in
Yeah.
there. Which tonight we probably wouldn't be.
Yeah,
But like we're just like
PJ might be.
we
we're
like
we're
wrote it
hefty
off.
guys with facial hair. So.
I felt
I'll just
small
go get
next
a
to their
flannel.
bouncers.
Yeah.
You always feel small next to bouncers. That's the whole point.
Yeah. I'm not taking on one of those bouncers.
No, none of us are.
You just talked about being hefty guys handling ourselves.
In
With
the
everyone
bar,
else.
That's Dartners After Dark.
Yeah, against PJ. I mean, against other patrons, I'm not worried
Yes.
about it.
Yes,
I'm not
must,
gonna-
The whole point of
mustache
being
guys.
a bouncer
I'm
is
not
that
really-
you're fucking 6'9" and 350 pounds.
I know. I'm not worried about the other patrons.
You don't look like a sumo wrestler either.
Well, they also
Thank
kicked a
you.
lot of people out last
They
night.
did kick a lot of people. I'm sure that's a daily occurrence.
Yeah.
though, in
Yeah,
Vegas.
that's just a
All right, we're-
bar.
But it's a straight up saloon. Like
Yeah.
bike parking out front. They've
Yeah,
got
cash
a
only.
bike shop,
Yep.
cash only.
Did have $5 PBRs though. That was
Yes.
that may be
Pounders.
the cheapest beer
in Vegas.
Vegas.
Yeah, $5 pounders.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We're off the rails. Back to the show.
The coolest thing outside the show was there though.
What's that?
Was at Hogs and Heifers was that Cadillac.
That Cadillac was cool.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
disgustingly slammed Cadillac
That
with
was really nice.
chop top and
I love the flat black with the gloss black trim.
Yeah.
Like that's such a
well, and then you had
Awesome
the
look.
red flake in
Yeah.
the
Oh,
in the
yeah.
dash and in the wheels.
We forgot about one of the coolest things, which was inside, which was Quadratec's Jeep.
yes.
Oh, yeah.
The JTE was really cool.
That was another cool 4x4. That was
Yeah.
unique.
Honestly, of ones that weren't like in hot rod booths, I think that may be
That was the coolest.
winner.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the coolest thing. At least it was in West Hall.
It was the only two-door Gladiator
Correct.
Yeah.
custom built. I mean, Quadratec killed it on that one.
Oh yeah.
The rear winch mount thing, like
Was
that-
awesome.
That's got
Yeah.
my head moving. Like,
Yeah, we'll have
that's
to-
such a cool concept to do. And it all it takes is a spare tire delete.
Yeah, and then you just run the winch was all the way back at the cab pretty much, right?
No, it wasn't quite that far. It
wasn't
was
that
that
far?
first cross member, like basically about the axle.
Okay.
So
They had probably 18 inches of winch
Yeah.
line out.
Oh, it's not bad.
No, it
It
like,
tucked up nicely.
And it was a
Like,
4xe.
It was
Yep,
a 4xe JL
That they converted.
That they basically cut in half and then built a custom
Bed.
Gladiator
Gladiator.
bed.
Which they had to extend 10 inches.
Yeah,
Yeah, which is
Thanks for
wild.
that info, Doug.
Yeah. Yeah, that was awesome. It was nice having the insider edge.
As
Actually,
far-
a lot of the booths you've created a good network of vendors here.
Yeah.
So a lot of the booths that we walked into, either you knew someone or,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we all kind
There
of
were
just
there
ended
were
up talking.
quite a few
but-
that there were people we had seen last year, which was
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
So that made it a little bit easier, even though a lot of the vehicles weren't necessarily anything to break necks or anything. There was
Yeah.
a lot of cool new products
Yes.
that came out.
Yeah, Diode has a bunch of lights coming out.
Quadratec has a set of JL headlights coming
Yep.
out, which looked really good. There was a ton of stuff.
What was the company that we didn't like, the wing flares? Air
Design?
Air Design. They had some cool stuff though.
They did
The
they
Fender
did.
Delete kit
Yes.
looks really good.
And I
Yeah.
liked they had a tailgate cladding.
It's just a weird aesthetic.
yeah, it's a very un-Jeep aesthetic.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of the Jeep market, which is, and maybe this is just our market at home,
Our
Maybe.
region, yeah.
but I feel like our Jeep folk like the clean. You know, I think they called it like OEM Plus or
Yeah.
Stock Plus,
Yeah.
where it looks like it's something you get from the dealership, but it works a little bit better, which is kind of
The point.
yeah.
But that's what Air Designs kind of had that stuff.
they had some of
They
it,
had some
and
of
then they had like the crazy wild flares,
Like the door cladding was nice.
Yeah.
If you get that paint match, the door cladding was nice. They had those Tacoma flares, which were beautiful.
oh yes, on the Tacoma.
Yeah, that was really nice.
yeah. It was really just the grill, the Jeep grill.
Yeah.
It was horrible. It was
the
bug-eyed.
flares. It was all like angry bug eye with like
Yeah, it was-
hex.
Well, and the
Thank
flares were straight up wings. Like it was the Delete, but then it just had like a wing jutting off the top of it.
It was
just
pretty awful.
Yeah.
It's just very strange.
The part that was strange about it was how many Jeeps
Had
it?
Yeah.
That's because Air Designs was like,
yeah,
yo,
Show Jeeps.
I heard you're bringing a Jeep to SEMA.
Yeah,
Would you like some wings?
pretty much.
Pretty much.
What kind?
Drums or flats?
Buffalo.
Not nearly as many vehicles on tracks this year as there were
Oh,
last
thank
year.
God.
There was two.
Last
Three.
year there was like
3.
30.
So we had the F-250,
the Quake.
the Quake, which was a Gremlin,
Yeah,
That's so wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a Grimmy on tracks.
There was one more.
I don't remember seeing another one.
There was a
little.
third.
It was little.
Yeah, it was a tiny thing.
Not like little. Like it wasn't like
Was it a beetle?
dumb truck things.
I don't know.
Oh, my brain shut off.
I don't remember
And I
too.
didn't take nearly as many pictures as I should have.
took a ton of pictures, so I'll find it. I'll lay it in the YouTube video right now.
That's ambitious. You think you're gonna find it by then?
Yeah, I don't know.
Sure.
I got 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
You got a full
3.
plane ride.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a lot of cool new products. Finally, we're getting some more aftermarket help in the JL headlight department,
Yeah.
which is nice. Diode's got a bunch of new rock lights and stuff they're coming out with.
I think too, like Best Top having new
Oh, yeah.
versions of old
Oh, yeah.
parts
Yeah.
is awesome.
Yeah,
I
we,
think
we talked to the guys today for 45 minutes about
Yeah.
the JL.
No,
The LJ.
LJ.
LJ. I always get those backwards.
Yeah.
The LJ
Yeah,
new
PJ.
soft top.
PJ
Shout out to
fanboy.
Tony.
Yeah.
He fanboyed hard over that LJ.
It was
Yeah,
a
he
nice
did.
LJ.
It was minty.
And they got the SEMA
as every
build.
LJ owner does.
Yeah.
It was a SEMA
The
build.
2-week freshen up.
2-week freshen
Yeah.
up. New paint all around. Coolest 4x4. I mean, the one that won Battle of the Builders was awesome.
Yeah.
Mine is still that Crew Cab FC.
I'm with you.
That was so cool.
If I could take one home, it would probably be the Crew Cab FC.
Yeah, the forward control Crew
Yep.
Cab. I'll post pictures of it. It was the guy pulled that out of a yard in Alabama.
Yeah.
Freshened the frame up. Frame looked. You could eat
Brand
off
new.
of it.
Yeah. I thought it was a JK frame.
Yeah, it wasn't straight up FC frame. It was like a dirty rusty green.
It was like borderline
Patina.
rat roddy. Yeah, it was patina.
The interior was amazing.
Yep.
All fresh interior with Raptor in it.
Yeah.
Raptor liner.
Leather seats.
Had a bed cage with some rooftop tent on it.
Yep.
My favorite part, it was shitbox at heart. It was
Look at it.
a Cherokee 4-liter, an AW4, Cherokee transfer case, and Cherokee axles.
Which you do realize, like, outside of the 8 1/4, were all available in a TJ.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, not the 8 1/4, but yes.
yeah.
Did the TJ have a high pinion Dana 30?
Yeah.
PJ shaking his
Really?
head. No, it did not have a high pinion Dana 30.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I've
I
never
don't
seen
think they
anything
did.
on a TJ have a high pinion.
Just a Cherokee thing?
Just the Cherokee had the high pinion Dana 30.
Interesting. Maybe the ones I'm thinking of that are high opinion have been swapped at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just assumed it was also an anyway.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Cherokees were the only one with the high pinion Dana 30. But that thing was, I mean, I would drive that home.
Oh yeah.
Everything was fresh on it. Everything was touched. It had
Yeah.
Cherokee radius arms,
Yeah. Like
Cherokee
long arms.
leaf springs. Like it was a Cherokee.
It was old Chrysler junk.
Yeah.
It doesn't have
Awesome.
to be just Cherokee.
It was amazing.
It was truly amazing.
The Battle of the Builders truck though by
thing
the
was
Ring
badass.
Brothers
Yeah.
was amazing.
Yeah, their Blazer.
A K5.
$2 million.
And
can't-
apparently
you
it's been in process for 5 years.
You can't even call it a K5 Blazer
I
because
believe
none
that.
of it's K5
Yeah.
anymore, except for maybe a few feet of body panel.
Probably closer to a few inches of body panel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, that body was chopped and
Oh, yeah.
That was so good.
lengthened
It was
and whatever else.
can we even just? I can't even describe it. It was a 6-liter supercharged
1200
LS,
horsepower.
1200 horsepower,
Yeah.
4-wheel
Independent-
drive.
It was an independent front suspension that was custom.
Yep,
Rear coilover or trailing
real
arms.
trailing arms with
Yep.
coilovers
So, like,
all the way up
real
the
Baja
cab.
truck stuff. Like the interior was just
Oh, yeah.
like
It was
There's going to be 100 pictures of it available, so
Oh,
we'll
yeah.
have to post pictures in the video.
Yeah, it was-
Check check out the YouTube video.
I mean, it had manufactured cladding on the front
Yeah,
to hide the winch and make it look like a modern vehicle.
there literally was not one thing that wasn't custom.
Yeah, there was
The
nothing on
doorknobs
it.
were custom. The seatbelt mounts were custom. Like
Everything was
every
built
bit of it.
aluminum.
Yeah, everything was
It's
machined.
just like,
Yeah, rear winch with a machine
Yep.
billet plate.
yeah, which is wild.
Machine billet side steps, one off.
yeah,
Everything on that thing was one off. It was amazing.
yeah.
The other cool Battle of the Builders ones was the guys at I think it was Greg's Off Road or Greg's Customs, the guy that had the FC.
Greg's Restorations.
Greg's Restorations.
They had an FJ.
Yeah, they had an FC and an FJ. The FJ was in Battle of the Builders. It was LS swapped.
That thing was awesome.
It was tan. It was beautiful.
That was like a borderline perfect restoration.
Well, and you stuck your head in it, and you're like, it smells like oil.
Yeah, it
and
still
grease.
smells like
it's
an old
amazing.
car.
It smells like old car, but it looks brand new.
Yeah, and it had an LS in it.
Yeah, a non-twin turbo.
Yeah, yeah.
Because everything
that's apparently the standard in the hot rod world
everything
now.
at SEMA, if it was a turbo LS, it was a twin turbo LS. They were everywhere, to the point where you saw one and you walked past it because you just saw 6 more.
Yeah.
I've never walked past a twin turbo LS. I did it 35 times this week.
Yeah.
LS the world.
LS the world. Everything was LS.
What
was the wildest LSs? The Mini Cooper.
That's always a staple.
Yeah.
The BMWs that were drifting were all LSs.
Yeah.
I mean, all the drifty boys were LSs.
Yeah. And like the part that always blows my mind about that world is those guys will take a perfectly good race car, like the one guy that was in the Hoonigan yard had I'm pretty sure it was a 4 Series, like a new body style 4 Series as his drift car that was completely cut out and then filled with JDM parts in an LS.
Yeah.
Like,
it's fantastic. I love it.
Yeah. Like, I'm
just
not
to go skirt.
Yeah. Just to burn the tires off in the burn yard.
And it's not like
just to blow tires up and have them hit other vehicles.
It's not like a BMW drivetrain isn't capable of the power to go drifting. Like, I don't understand why you start with that car
inline, that turbocharged inline 6-cylinder.
They're twin turbos.
They're twin turbos?
Yeah.
I don't understand. It's a modern 2JZ pretty much.
Yeah. And it's won like multiple awards for reliability. Like,
that's why Toyota put it in their
everything.
I have to follow along
and
the
why
news
and why,
with the,
why Stellantis
the
is
tire.
basically copying it for the new Hurricane engine.
Yeah, because I mean the inline 6 is the strongest, most reliable motor ever built.
Right. And it's
and they killed. I mean, the inline 6 has been killed for a while, and now everyone's bringing it back.
Yeah.
But to Trevor's comment of blowing tires off in the parking lot.
Oh yeah, we can't gloss over that from this
fantastic
for us to watch and then
So we'll,
some people are having a real bad day, but
we went over to the Hoonigan Burn Yard at like 10:15 for an 11 o'clock show.
Yep.
Stood there for
45
minutes waiting for this to start. Show starts. It was a great time. The Hoonigan guys put on a great show. Everyone was hooting and hollering and yelling and throwing merch out. I think you caught a shirt.
Yep.
Then we had the guy that was 9 foot tall in front of us standing on the fence.
He had gotten there at like 9:30. I think the only reason he had a SEMA ticket was to watch the Hoonigan show. Like,
but he was legitimately like 6'10".
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was geeking at everything we were saying too. Why does it smell like Hobby Lobby? He was like, that's an oddly accurate description.
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Tim goes, it smells like the inside of a Hobby Lobby.
Oh my
and like
God.
nobody said anything for a second. All of a sudden the 6'10" guy turns around and goes, that's a weird analogy. And Tim goes, but it does. And he goes, yeah, you're right.
It smelled like Hobby Lobby. I don't remember what vehicle that was, but it blew up. Was that the Donk?
No, it was the Porsche.
Oh, the Porsche.
Oh yeah, because he was
Porsche
one
blew up his
wheel
diff.
squealing it and blew his diff up.
Well, no, that was the Hellcat guy.
The Porsche was also
blew a
the
diff.
Cayenne.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The Porsche Cayenne.
Yeah.
Yeah, he blew a diff.
He
he
also
didn't
blew
blow
a
up
diff.
his Jeep.
No.
His car.
No.
No, but he did blow his diff up.
But the story that
He
you
started
guys
out with it blown up.
the story that you guys will see if you guys follow anything on social media
I'll
like
be
Hoonigan.
really curious to see if anything official comes out about
Oh,
it.
it won't. That'll get buried.
I'm pretty sure it's completely it'll probably just be a viral
Yeah.
Video for a
video
while.
that bounces on TikTok.
But it was a Hellcat dressed up as a beat up taxi with a wrap.
so weird, but yeah.
Yeah. Hellcat Charger.
Challenge.
Charger.
Charger.
It was a Charger.
Yeah.
Challenge.
It was a Charger.
Demon LA.
On
I'm pretty sure it was a Challenger.
they were like street slicks. It was
definitely a DOT tire.
Yeah, but it was like a slick style tire.
Yeah. Yeah, it's some sort of
But
summer.
he must have had those things pumped up. You said like 65 pounds to get them spinning fast.
It had to be. Like why else I mean, how many other vehicles went through burnouts. How many burnout contests have you sat and watched?
But they were definitely a soft compound.
Yeah.
And as soon as they got hot, they expanded.
I mean, like
in
within
that
a few minutes.
That tire, he was doing some good burnouts. All of a sudden, that tire, you heard a boom, and it was 300 feet in the air.
Well, not only
flying
that,
towards the show cars.
You watched his quarter panel and his bumper literally explode off the car.
Rip the back end off the car.
Yeah.
And set the airbags off in the vehicle.
It was wild.
Yeah.
They were lucky that
Like
tire,
all the airbags.
They're lucky that tire didn't hit someone.
But that entire carcass of that tire, the outer ply of that tire.
No, the whole thing. It ripped the bead in half.
No, I know, but like the part that flew, like you're not exaggerating. It was easily 300 feet of travel
Vertically.
vertically
Over an 18
over a
wheeler.
tractor trailer.
Yeah.
That was
And,
parked 150 feet away.
200 feet horizontally.
Yeah.
And it landed on a
another
show
car.
truck
Yeah.
in the mother's booth.
Yeah.
The mother's
It was
polishes.
polished. Yeah.
It landed on the
Who's
show
a
truck.
major sponsor this year.
But they sponsored.
always are.
They sponsored the Battle of the Builders.
Yeah.
But that truck that it hit was the I don't know what they call it, the round eye, like
S10, second gen S10.
No, that was a Silverado.
Was it?
Yeah, that was the
way too big to
99,
be a
99 through 01
S10.
Silverado
Okay.
that's been around with Mothers
for a while.
since then.
Yeah.
That truck was new. Mothers bought it, put it on the ground,
Yep.
and it got hit by like probably 60-pound tire. Maybe lighter than that.
Probably
by a little
less
bit.
than that. But I mean, like the steel belted tread of the tire, not like one little piece. We're talking a 5
full
foot
tire.
long. We have pictures.
Yeah.
Like when an 18-wheeler blows its tire out
Yeah,
on the
you see
highway.
it sitting on the side of
Yeah.
the road. Yeah.
And it hit
That
it hit the
flew.
roof and the hood.
Yeah.
Caved half of the hood in.
I mean,
Knocked a headlight out.
I've
Knocked
seen
the headlight out.
tires.
Did it really?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
didn't see that.
One of the-
Yeah.
one of the bumper mark lights.
passenger side
Holy shit.
front lights was just
And they didn't change it when it drove through the.
No. But they didn't
it
have
was
time
still
to.
popped out.
Well, they could just pop it back in. It's not that hard. But they're definitely doing
It's
that on
called
purpose.
evidence.
Yeah.
The
The Hoonigan guy even made a joke about it.
it's like, oh no,
Because they knew in the they knew they had hit another car.
oh, they had to.
Oh no, he said it. Like
He said it
because he was like,
yeah.
I wonder where that tire went. And about 10 seconds later, he got back on the mic and was like, well, apparently we hit a show car and probably totaled that thing too. So we've got 2 totaled cars today.
Oh, Jesus.
And it was just like,
Yeah, you didn't hear that?
No.
Yeah, that was pretty awkward.
Yeah. I'm
Because
sure.
everyone with a sane mind was probably like, that's not cool. You should probably shut the show down so we can fix that.
the
Well,
guy
and-
at the mother's booth was hot.
Everyone else is like, yeah, fuck everyone.
And what made it worse was that not only was he of the same mindset of like they should have shut it down as soon as they
Yeah.
knew, Tim was also sitting there making jokes at the dude's face and was just like, ha ha ha, I bet Hoonigan will LS swap it for you. And the guy's like, dude, fuck off. Like
Yeah,
he didn't actually say that,
That wasn't in good taste.
but
I see
but
that
he
now.
looked directly at Tim and just went, huh? And that was the okay, we're leaving now because he doesn't appreciate your jokes.
But yeah, we stood after that happened. We watched another few cars. BJ Baldwin came up and started talking on the mic, and then I can't remember what car we finished with. Was it the
was
forward
the
control van?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Van
Yeah,
truck.
That was cool.
Just casually brushing over a forward control van truck, doing burnouts in the Hoonigan burn yard. But yeah, we watched that. We were like, this is boring now.
Yeah.
So
So
only watch guys drive around. In
then we had to go.
circles for
We
so
had to go
long.
find the carnage. So we walked over to the mother's booth with 100 of our
Well, we didn't.
closest
We didn't
friends.
know it was Mother's booth at first. we were just like,
everybody
we
was
should
on a
find this
mission.
car.
Everybody was on a mission.
Yeah, we walked up the row, and all of a sudden, there on the ground is just the whole tire, and it's like, found it.
being guarded by a mother's guy.
Yeah.
The mother's guy was waiting for someone to get
yeah.
there to move that tire.
Well, yeah, because the one dude like walked up and picked it up
Yeah,
or
he was
kicked
like,
it or
"Kicked it,"
something, and then he was just like, "Don't do that." It's like, oh,
Yeah, that's a bad day for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I'll be
It was-
surprised if the Hoonigan burn yard doesn't get moved somewhere else.
it will.
Yeah,
next year.
if
It
exists,
100% will.
Yeah.
Which is funny because last year that's not where it was because that's where the Ford
Yeah,
drift
they
was.
did last year. They did have their own like little
Yeah.
cubby away from.
Oh
everything.
yeah.
That's because I guess Ford wasn't here this year, so they had to fill it with something.
Yeah.
Well, but
Something entertaining.
the Hoonigan burn yard was in the other side of the parking lot.
like kind of where a bunch of the Brodozers were parked. Like they
Yeah.
had their
Yeah.
own parking lot.
Yeah. With a bunch of their own vehicles.
Yeah, I was
in
going to
it.
say the only thing anything would have hit would have been their
A
own
Hoonigan vehicle.
Yeah.
But even like I've never seen a tire explode like that.
I mean, definitely seen them pop. Definitely seen them
Right.
blow apart.
Like they usually,
but like,
in a burnout thing.
Yeah, we saw
yeah.
them shred.
Shred up.
We saw a ton of tires.
but that's the
shred
thing.
today.
Like, even I've watched an 18-wheeler tire blow, and it did not shoot 300 feet away.
That thing had to have had way too much air pressure
Oh, yeah.
for whatever reason.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's the only thing I can think of that
Mm-hmm.
would cause a tire to do that.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. Now watching the tires melt
Oh, yeah.
on the other cars,
Yeah, that was fun.
classic.
Well, and then PJ
That's
and
just
I
good
were there the day
old-fashioned
before,
purse.
and tires were melting
And catching
literally, and throwing like we didn't get hit by any rubber today.
Yeah.
When PJ and I were there
There
the other
was,
day,
like, in her eyes,
it was
all over
everywhere.
her face. I could see it ashing on the people in front of us.
Yeah, there was. Yeah, it was wild.
That was also-
and we were standing like 5 people back from the front.
That's
the guy
wild.
standing in front of us, his white shirt was black.
Oh, yeah.
It was
pretty nasty.
Splash zone.
Yep.
It's gross.
That was also where PJ learned that they use Zep for fire suppressant.
Yes, true fact.
I still contest that stuff's flammable.
Let's
I mean, they
find-
were using it today.
Let's find out.
That's not.
Nope.
Considering they were throwing it on burning rubber and not catching fire,
Makes me feel better about it. Yeah.
Coolest vehicle outside.
The one Cherokee Chief was super nice.
Oh, yeah.
That minty green one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That PJ got like all up in the shot on.
The
the Batmobile.
I never saw the Batmobile. I
It
missed
was
the
the Mickey
Batmobile.
Thompson.
The
I
Batmobile
never went
was
over there.
was awesome.
It's got
The fact that it actually
Well,
it was there.
First of all, which one?
The new one.
Because
classic one.
the tumbler was inside.
Is that with?
well, yeah, the smaller, dumped down version of the.
Yeah,
But that,
Tumbler
that thing
from
was
Batman.
great
That was a
because that was a go kart,
It was a go kart,
which was awesome.
and then they had a smaller version of it.
They did.
The one from outside that I would leave with would have been that FJ80, that black one. The like the really nice overlanding build.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's I think of all the vehicles outside, that's probably the one I'd leave with.
I wouldn't leave with anything in the TIS booth.
Technically.
I would take the whole Optima street card.
Oh, yeah. No, fair.
Take all of those
Yeah,
home.
just all of
That
them.
doesn't count.
No.
I didn't get to watch any of that. I
Tell you
missed
what,
that whole event.
take home one of those Optima Rivians.
Those are cool.
Yeah, there was something about that truck though that was unbelievably clean. That FJ80, I just I took so many pictures of it. I just couldn't
Yeah.
stop looking at it.
Yeah.
I sent it to friends.
If it's the one I think you're talking about, though, I'm pretty sure it's a 100 series Land Cruiser.
I don't know. I don't know my Toyotas that well. I just know it was beautiful in
Yeah.
black.
It's tough because compared to what was parked outside last year,
It was definitely light this year.
well, it just a lot of those things, in my opinion, didn't stack up to the unique builds from last year.
Oh, no.
Like last year we had the chain smoker.
Yeah, that chain smoker
That thing
build
was
was cool.
awesome. And then even on the flip side of, you got the guys who tow stuff behind their rigs. There was nothing nearly as well put
Yeah.
together as that truck that was hauling the boat with the smart car.
Yeah.
On track. It was just holy crap!
a lot
That
of
is
stuff didn't
unique.
exist.
Yeah, and this time around, like you said, it's just a lot of catalog stuff.
Yeah.
There were definitely cool hot rods and
fe-
things like that.
I feel like there were a lot more cool cars.
Oh, yeah.
last
Yes.
year. Everything out front was
Yeah.
literally Brodozer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was amazing watching the parade of Brodozer after Brodozer after Brodozer.
It gets old.
Gets really old. In the parade, it proved the point. We had the kids were probably 18, 19 years old.
I was thinking a
sitting
little older, but yeah.
Yeah, sitting in front of us, and they go, "When did they stop?" They were saying
Yeah.
that to us. They said their market was they like to watch the drift stuff.
Yeah.
They like to watch stuff go sideways and make a lot of noise. And they were, what the hell? Why is this one the same as the last one?
Yeah.
When you have every other car going by and they're all unique.
Yeah.
All the Brodozers had the any level lift, and they were
Yeah.
just lame. What's the point? How many of the same truck can you have? Why are you here and why are you unique?
They could probably say the same thing about the Jeep
The
community.
Jeep community is the exact same thing about
I
the
have
Jeep
the
community.
exact same complaint about that in the Jeep community.
Because they said that too. The kids sitting in front of us said that too. Why is this? I saw that at the mall yesterday. I saw that at the grocery store.
Yeah.
Like
it's everyone getting all of the catalog stuff until you get into the realm of actually fabricating and building something for off-roading solely. That's the only time it's actually custom.
Yeah. But I mean, every other market does it, so why isn't it the Jeep and off-road?
I don't think the customer base is there.
No.
Jeep and off-road guys aren't hot rod guys.
No, and there's only so much you can do with that body style.
Yeah.
Well, it's also designed more for function.
Yes.
I think that's the
Less aerodynamic than a cow.
Yep.
I think one of the most surprising things was the Bronco that did smoky burnouts and
That was cool.
Parade.
Well,
Yeah.
the most surprising thing was that we realized today that we are the party wherever we go.
We are the party.
Yeah.
We in Asheville.
We are the party.
In Asheville, we were
Free
the party
action.
at the baseball game. Here, we were sitting in a section. It was just boring. Like we're like, all these trucks are the same. Like, let's see what it can do different.
Yeah.
So I told them to I told one of the trucks
We started heckling the truck.
yeah, start heckling everyone driving by. By the end, we had
in a fun way, not in an assholey way.
It was kind of assholey. We heckled a lot of people whose light bar doesn't work.
Peer pressure.
It was the Quake LED. They had light bars on a vehicle and they didn't turn on because they weren't wired.
Some of them turned on.
Some of them. Oh,
There was a lot of those, though.
But we realized that mob mentality is a thing because when you're fun, because we literally had 2 whole sections of grandstands.
and we started it.
like
They just
yelling at
formed them.
every time someone would come by. They either would do the old school like trucker motion to
old
get them to bonk bonk. You know, if they didn't have an air horn,
Mess
the
with the
next
honk.
thing was the light bars. And
the
if
bonk.
people would turn their light bars on and off, people would lose their minds. And then for all the drifty boys and the race car boys, it would just, you just
Give them the
hear
one pow.
Yeah, you give them a good old whoop-pow. Or they'd sit there and do a burnout.
Yeah. And then for every stock vehicle that drove by that didn't have anything fancy about it,
just honking
we
their
were
horns.
making them honk their horns.
Yeah. That was the
I
best
think
part.
give
it a
and,
toot
and
toot.
those people got the most excited because it was
They're
like,
I don't have anything. What do it?
just honk the horn.
Do it.
Honk the, and then they go beep beep, and everyone would lose their shit in the stands.
Simple
Oh
entertainment.
my god! But that was the best part. Like
Everyone was having a great time with
yeah,
it.
it was
I said it-
truly.
We
simple
were all on the same
entertainment.
page. It was wonderful.
And I think that was for me this year. That was the biggest difference in the parade because like last year people would interact with you and stuff, but the people that we were quote unquote heckling, when they would finally figure out over all the noise what we were asking them to do, and they would do it, and people would lose their minds. It looked like it made them enjoy the parade that much because they're just
People
like,
started recording our grandstand.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Heckling the parade.
That's
Not
true.
filming
There
the
was-
parade.
And
filming us.
that was one of the
legit
SEMA media
reps.
guys
Yeah, it was
too.
a SEMA rep with his phone. Well, I've got to check the Instagram because I
No.
guarantee
There was
it's-
also a
was
SEMA
there?
photographer
Like
with
a rig?
full blown rig.
Yeah.
Like, and he was just boom, just right on our section of grandstand because we were just driving people nuts, and
it
it
was
had
so
to have
great.
been crazy for them because
It was the end of the
they
parade.
Yeah, it was the end of the parade. They had a couple more stands to go, but they had clearly just come through sections where people were just like, "Oh yeah, cool, another car," and here's us just getting them to do anything and everything
honk your horn!
physically can.
Well, we didn't get to the one thing we didn't get to see drive by was the Formula One car that was over there lighting it up. The
Oh yeah, pretty much any time one of the race boys would rev his, you'd all of a sudden just hear the F1 car in the background.
yeah, that was fun.
And it was a
but-
good end of the night.
Yeah, then we went out and got dinner on the strip at a Korean place,
Korean barbecue. Yeah.
really good. All you can eat Korean barbecue with sushi. Mm-hmm. Took an
very good.
Uber back to Fremont Street
Where we got milkshakes.
Milkshakes at
Circa, the Victory Burger at Circa.
really good. And then we stumbled back here, enjoyed Fremont Street one more time.
Yep.
Sat down
In all
for
its glory.
And now Tom's falling asleep in a chair. So
Yeah.
sat down
really
for
long week.
Sat down for a podcast, and now we're about to wrap it up. We might have one more episode for you on this. I'm not sure when we'll be able to record it, but the boys are driving home tomorrow. I'm flying. I get married on Friday, the 11th, so I'm not driving with them. So they will be driving home. They will have another episode for you, maybe. We'll see what we can do. But that's it for our SEMA coverage, at least. You'll see some more just content on Instagram, Facebook, and everything. But thank you guys for following along. Thank you guys for listening. And we will see you next week. Thanks, guys. Bye.